What is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Polkadot yet again. The last video on Polkadot was roughly 2 days ago, but a lot has changed since then. Now, when we were talking about Polkadot, we were still at this white box, which we said was a good accumulation zone and a good area to get some buys in. We have obviously since fallen from that zone roughly 8-9%. Currently we're down 7.3%. The entire market is down quite significantly. Bitcoin down 3%. The S&P isn't performing too badly actually. It's down only a bit. ETH down 8%, which is tremendous. It's actually just hit this support zone, which is a vital area that we're going to talk about in the Discord later on. Again, other coins like XRP were also down quite significantly today. AVAX also down significantly. SUI also down. A lot of these coins are down. However, our first initial entries, to some spot positions have been hit, which is really good to see. Now, Polkadot actually hit this low right here, which is sort of like an equal low that's now created, which is sort of like an equal low that has been created. And obviously, if you know a lot about trading, then you'll know equal lows are usually where some liquidity lays. But if we really zoom in, then you'll see the liquidity has been cleared. We went just below that low, so a bit of that liquidity has been cleared. And yeah, overall, I don't really see it dropping much lower. I think the lowest it could possibly go is really this sort of zone right here that we have at $5.50. So if these are going to be our two vital entry points, and again, a lot of people might say we were wrong for entering at this level here, but what they have to also remember is that we've been holding positions with our entries from this low right here. So we've already been up, already we're up 70% from our entry to where we are right now, and we were up nearly 200%. So we know what we're doing when we're buying at these levels. And if you didn't manage to get in at this entry right here, then it's probably because you weren't in the Discord, which I'll leave link down below. We're sending out daily trades in there. You can see on the screen right now just how many wins we're getting, so make sure you check that out. Now back to Polkadot. Where do I really see it going? Well, we have to really take a look at Bitcoin, which is what I've been talking about for the better part of a week or even 2 weeks really. And I was talking about this white box being a huge liquidity area, and that this was a major support, and that even once we bounce from here, there was still a high possibility that we're going to enter and clear all of it, which we have already done today. Today was a very good move. We went down to 89,000 and essentially cleared out all of these buys that we had here. A lot of these buys probably entered in the market. As you can see, the wick is quite large, which the only risk to that is that we might get a little flash crash before the 20th of January down below this low, maybe even below this wick at 85,000. And the real reason for that is because I don't think a lot of market makers want people to be holding longs and a lot of spot positions when Trump gets inaugurated on the 20th of January, which is going to be next Monday. Obviously, when Trump was elected as president, we saw a huge spike. Like you can see here, this is essentially the Trump effect. So when Trump gets inaugurated, that's probably going to cause a Trump effect 2.0. So yeah, that's why I think a lot of these market makers are going to get the positions in themselves. And in order for that to happen, there's going to be a need for a lot of liquidity. So this is another possible scenario. Now again, this is going to be a very fast crash if this does occur. So if you're in any long positions, I'd be very careful. I might even close them out. I'd only really be looking to acquire some spot positions right now, which I think is the smartest decision, because again, you can't get liquidated on those, and that's what I'd really be looking to do. And if that does prevail into altcoins, again, you can see Bitcoin is down, let's just round up and say 3%. Altcoins are down anywhere from 6 to 10%. So it's a 2 to 3x, anomaly between altcoins and Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does see a flash crash, which will, again, move down into altcoins as well, that's going to be what, a 6% crash. So maybe a 12 to 15% crash on altcoins. And if you're in any sort of levered position, then you're going to get easily liquidated or best case scenario stopped out. So we don't want that happening. And I think that actually lines up. It was crashing down to even $5.58 on Polkadot right there, which again, I think is going to be another good entry point. So that's my sort of outlook in the worst possible case scenario. Obviously, after the 20th of January, I think we're going to have quite a bullish ride up. Hopefully more catalysts come out and boost crypto even more. But regardless, I think it will be quite a bullish season. Again, Bitcoin dominance is another key factor, which again, it's pumping today. That's another reason why altcoins are severely down. We obviously talked about it, and we were talking about how essentially dominance has to continue falling. If we look on the weekly chart here, it's slowly starting to make a comeback. If it does break above these highs, then that's going to be a high, and this is just going to be a higher low. And yeah, it's not going to be looking too good if this continues in an uptrend, because then altcoins are going to get weaker and weaker, and alt season is going to get further and further away. What we need for Bitcoin dominance is essentially for it to start trending back down and break past this low right here and continue down. That would be the best scenario in order for altcoins to really start thriving again. And for Bitcoin, the best possible scenario is obviously after the 20th of January for it just to continue this nice move up. Even if we go into like a lower time frame like the daily, a lot of people are going to say it's like a head and shoulders pattern, which again, it does sort of look like that, but it's really hard to determine this necessarily reversal. And again, that sort of plays more into the part that these market makers could essentially push Bitcoin down, because a lot of people see a head and shoulders pattern, and essentially they will enter more shorts. Once we get that dump down, liquidate those longs, obviously the market makers then enter longs and buy positions themselves, flip it around, liquidate those short positions, and we ride out essentially very, very easily past the 20th of January. I've seen it done multiple times again, especially in bear markets like we saw over the past 2 years. It was done multiple times, obviously on slightly lower time frames, and it was even done back in 2021. So yeah, I've been around. I know how this usually looks, and that's what I think is a very likely scenario. But if the market is strong right now and the market makers don't see any sort of buy positions that they want cleared, then again, we can just consolidate here nicely until the 20th of January, which again, all of that is public knowledge that Trump is going to be inaugurated. So I don't see why people wouldn't be trying to enter longs into the market right there. But yeah, this is, if you are quite on a low position on Polkadot, then you can dollar cost average in here. It's sort of the midpoint between our initial entry, our second entry. So yeah, I think this is another good position to really dollar cost average in at. And if you're looking to take profits, then, short-term profit taking, if you're entering longs, which I wouldn't really advise, then again, you could be looking at like 10% profit right here, 25% profit right here, even best case scenario, 40% profit right here. If you're looking to hold longer term, then easily you can be targeting the highs that we had the previous year. That would give you roughly 100% profit, and then second highs 150% profit, and then obviously it goes up and up and up, nearly 300% profit there. So it's overall a profitable position, quite low risk to risk compared to the reward. Yeah, I think it's a good position and a good risk to take on. Other coins I'm going to be watching this week also will be including Sui, Polkadot, Polygon, sorry, not really. Ripple is going to be a major coin as well. It's holding on really well. It's actually down less than Bitcoin is down, which is just showing the sheer strength that XRP really has in this market. Render, another good coin, getting close to our sort of dollar cost average in entry here. Kronos, not really going to be keeping an eye on that one. Again, other coins include Fetch, which is really close here to our dollar cost average in entry. So I might even be sending out an alert on that very soon into the Discord. AVAX as well. Hit our initial entry, our second entry is at $30. We'll see how it does there. Solana, we were really expecting no positions yet on Solana, but we were expecting it to hold this level. Hasn't, so we're looking at $160 next. ETH, major support. This is looking like a good position, and obviously Bitcoin and how it's going to respond to that support zone. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it helps out a ton. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade any sort of cryptocurrency, then check out all the links down below to exchanges that we're partnered with. All of them have the lowest fees possible and the best sign up rewards there are. So yeah, make sure you check all of that out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.